Is what do you think is the purpose of the first two films? Is it to convey that we shouldn't worry about meaning as such, or no matter what happens, we do find meaning in things?
Okay. Let me start with this. The very fact that we want to find a purpose of every audiovisual, we have already begun the exercise of ascribing meaning to it. And usually, when we are trying to ascribe a meaning to something, we end up ascribing echoes of what we already know. So, the best answer from me, particularly direct answer to that question, would be that the films are questioning the way we look at, the way we have been trained to look at, or also the way we assume what images do for us. Perhaps, if at all, that's the purpose. But I think both the films are a sort of a dialogue. And if sometimes I cannot hear that dialogue or what the other person is saying, of course it could be that the dialogue itself is problematic, but it could also be because I've forgotten how to hear that. So it's more to do with the fact, my whole idea of my whole approach, my own approach to films is that people who arrived, like the ones who landed on the moon for the first time, gave an image of moon to us, and we usually have that same image in our mind, and we keep on repeating and we keep on recycling that image, and that becomes the truth after a while. Any other form of image or any other form of thought then becomes untrue, also dishonest or wrong. So my approach to films is that films have the ability also to give us not just the alternative meaning, but alternative worlds. And sometimes what we already know does not bring us to that. We need to find something that we do not know of. Sometimes I grapple, and most of the times I find that one viewing of film is not enough for me. I view it again and again. And sometimes when I've viewed the films after a period of time, I find my responses to them have changed. So it's not just a, the first filmic practices, how we watched film was we went to the theater, we paid some money, and for those 2.5 hours or 3 hours, we watched a film play on a screen in a dark theater, and that was it. But with technology, with repeated viewings, of course, people did repeated viewings earlier as well, but with digital technology, video technology, we can stop the film, rewatch the same scene again, and think about it. So I think the way we engage with audio visuality has changed. And it has opened up frontiers also about how we think, not just about films, about ourselves, how we perceive ourselves and the world around ourselves, how we think, okay, this is, somebody just the other day said, aise nahi right nahi left hoga. I said, but who has decided right nahi left hoga? Somebody has decided it for the first time in life, and we've assumed that this is the truth. So if we break that right and left and do something else, it's nothing wrong with it. It's a different perspective. It causes cognitive dissonance, it causes discomfort, but it also makes us realize that we may be very intelligent, and I believe each one of us thinks we are the most intelligent people in the world. Our ego makes us believe so, but that's not the truth. Somebody perhaps is manipulating us. We don't know what. An idea, ideology, or a belief. I hope I answered your question, but you can have more discussion about it. Ethnographic film is not a film about academia. It's not about academics. Ethnographic film is more than that. It's a film about people. So what ethnographic film perhaps does for us is it helps us bring the film back to what film can do, more than just tell stories for entertainment, and more than just tell us some kind of an idea which is fictional. Ethnographic films are able to bring us back to how we see the world around us, or how we are seen. So more than just academic, I find them very, very close to a koan a Buddhist koan or something to think of, or like a thought of the day, that kind of a thought which stays with you and you are thinking about it constantly.